Chiang Mai is packed with things to see and do, but some of the really memorable spots are a fair drive outside the city. We had our sights set on Pachor Canyon and a few other places further afield. The only problem? The tours on offer weren't what we were looking for. So instead of cramming into a minivan, we made our own adventure. Sawadee Krab. Morning.
Yeah. We are in the car on the way to Pachor Canyon. It's a place that I saw on Instagram, and it seems not a lot of people go there, because when we asked about it at the tourist centre, one of the tour places, they're like, no, it's difficult to go there. The driver is going to cost you 3,000 baht for the day. It's like 300 baht entrance. Load of rubbish, really. Anyway, we've combined that with going to the elephant sanctuary to feed elephants, and a temple on the way back. We found our own driver. He was hanging out outside the Marriott. So every morning there's like sort of 3 or 4 of them there.
Yeah, and they seem like decent guys. They were just like a bunch of uncles, like shooting the shit, really. Like.
Yeah, and he was polite and stuff.
Yeah.
So like he asked us if we wanted a taxi. We said no, and then as we were walking, I was like, let me just ask him how much he charges for like a sort of half-day trip. And he quoted us 2,000 baht, and I was like, well, that's all right. It's quite reasonable for me. So I said, yeah, sure.
This is a tour that you can buy to the canyon, but combined with other things. But it was like, you can book it online, it was like $80 per person. So we don't think that represents any value whatsoever. So if you're going to do it, just hack it and do it yourself, because you can do it privately, you can do it more cheaply as well. So
yeah, and that $80 thing, it's not even anything that we really saw around. So I guess they would have to put it together for you anyway and just charge you an appropriately high price for it.
I guess there were agencies that are selling it, but not the ones that we went into. Yeah, so don't book that. And we're on the route now. We'll update you and see if it's worthwhile if you want to do it yourself.
Sure.
Well, that wasn't too hard. We've arrived at the parking lot 3 of Pachor.
Yeah, it took us about an hour and a half, I think, in the car.
Yeah, mainly pretty good roads. There was one bit where everyone had to do like a U-turn and then turn off down a smaller road, but...
And then the last 15-20 minutes is quite narrow roads. But yeah, we're here now.
But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, so like pretty easy. And got some explainers here for what it is. There you can see Thailand's mini Grand Canyon. Trail is 400 meters up this path.
Very quiet here.
Yeah, there's no one really around. A couple of people. We've followed a scooter on the road, but apart from that, really no one here. As we said, there are 1 or 2 paid tours that come here, but very few. It's really not on the people's roadmap at the moment. And let's find out if it should be.
Right, we just had a little climb up. It's 100 meters of steps.
Yeah, you can't see how steep it is. It's quite a long staircase.
Yeah, I was a bit out of puff.
So we made a little bit of a boo-boo. The driver had said, I'll meet you at the top. So we got to this point and we decided to climb these stairs.
I'm confused because it says viewpoint there and an arrow up. And also there are a couple coming down. So when you see people coming down, you're like, oh, well, it must be whatever you're going to look at is at the top. But actually, obviously, there's an arrow here that says 300 meters.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
we've done it a bit back to front and we'll be doing the stairs again, but that's fine.
We just got a bit of bonus exercise in, which, given how much we ate yesterday, is probably a good thing.
Burn off some calcium.
You've got no problem doing this. Like, I think anyone can do those stairs if they take their time. If you're all fit or do any walking, you'll have absolutely no problem whatsoever.
And if you come in the morning, it's still quite cool.
Yeah, there we go. You can see the Pachor there, 10 kilometers to the Ping River. So now we're in the ancient riverbed of the Ping River. It says the river used to flow through here around 5 million years ago. And you can see all the impressions made here from the water erosion, the rains raining down over the years. As the map showed us, the river's about 10 kilometers from here now, but this is where it used to run. And that's what formed the canyon. Just following the trail around here, looking at these interesting geological features and rather scary spider's webs. I don't know if you can see that. We found another section which a couple of Thai people who we just ran into informed us is quite a long stair climb, 100 meters. Let's see how we get on. We've reached the edge of the canyon. You can see here the rock formations there. I can hear people down at the bottom, so obviously that's where we're going to be heading. Here we are. As people online said, the area is not that big, but it's certainly spectacular.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
These walls.
Right, these they refer to as the Roman pillars. Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty spectacular from down here. I don't know if you can quite see it on the video, but like almost sheer walls just formed by like millennia of erosion. A very popular selfie spot for Korean and Thai tourists.
Many Thai tourists. So even though there's not many people here, there is like intense competition for these posing spots. So we snuck in before a group and took a few snaps and then buggered off very quickly.
So far, would I say it's worth it to come here to Pha Chor? Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. There's not that many people around, and if you want to see some interesting scenery that's easily reachable from Chiang Mai, then yeah, why not?
I think it all depends on like how much you value this sort of type of sightseeing, because if you did it through tour, it is quite pricey. If you kind of hack it and together like how we have it, we've like going to combine it with the elephant feeding, so it doesn't work out too bad. But yeah, it's not like there's loads to do here. Like you could probably spend like an hour here with the trail as well, maximum.
Yeah, and you can't come here expecting to see the Grand Canyon, because that is not what it is. It's just quite a small area with some really striking rock formations and some nice scenery. And that's basically what it is. If that sounds like your bag, then
Gets you out of the town. It's, yeah, something different.
Right. We're going to carry on with the trail, and we'll show you if we find anything else interesting. Catch you in a bit. If we stood here 5 million years ago, we'd be underneath the Ping River. So they tell us.
Right, so we are back in the car on our way now to Elephant Jungle Sanctuary. It's Grand Canyon branch on Google Maps. I phoned them just to check it's okay for us to walk in without booking, because we only want to do the feeding part. We don't necessarily want to do like the bathing stuff as well.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it, but yeah.
She said it's fine. We just need to turn up. There's a tour for that every hour, so on the hour, and just to arrive 10 minutes before, and we can buy a ticket there, or she said you can make an online booking. Yeah, so that's about 45 minutes away from here.
Yeah, so that should tie in pretty well. There's a lot of elephant sanctuaries around Chiang Mai. A lot of them are ethical, so they don't allow people to ride the elephants, which by the way is very harmful for the elephants, and you should never do it. We saw some awful treatment of elephants when we were on Koh Chang.
Yeah, they had some on the beach, and they had some by the roadside, and they were chained up.
And there are people riding them. A lot of these sanctuaries are full of rescued elephants, and apparently you can still see like indentations from saddles when they're being used for years to ride, for tourists to ride. It's just not cool. So if you're going to see elephants, go somewhere where they treat them nicely and don't exploit them.
Yeah.
Some of the sanctuaries are ultra ethical. They don't allow feeding. They don't allow any bathing. The elephants are just there allowed to do what they want in the natural habitat, and you can observe them. This one does allow feeding and bathing, but not riding. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But yeah, on our way, hopefully we'll make it for 12.
Yeah, I hope so.
And bang on time, we arrived at the elephant sanctuary.
Oh, they're getting excited. Look at them.
Under the trunk of them. Yeah, we can join high.
Oh no. There you go. And try some of this. See if he likes it.
It might be a bit big. Try one of the small ones.
No. Sorry.
They tell us not to put your phone close to them because they think it's food.
Oh yeah, they probably would. Just
Yeah.
like it, wouldn't they?
Come back in a few days.
You see the little one in between. No, give it.
So we just fed the elephants and then they're getting bathed a little bit now.
There's a little baby coming forward.
Little baby. Not that little baby.
And then they get the grass out. These.
Yeah.
A little starter of fruit.
Yeah. Like the guy said, the fruit's just really a snack for them. And then they get their real food.
They eat like 10% of their body weight every day.
And people who watch Charlotte content might think that might apply to some other people not a million miles away from here.
Watch out, watch out.
One side. Oh, yeah, one. Next time, one side. Yeah. But that one, the other. Okay. You can touch the shoulder, the head. It's okay.
Okay.
Photo, oh, good time.
Here we go, cheek, shoulder.
Okay.
Hey, baby. Hello.
It's tickling that one, really.
Blowing water up there.
Yeah.
Twinkle.
Not sure about that. Okay. Finished at the elephant sanctuary now, and yeah, really like great experience actually. Like
Yeah, it was nice. It was good fun.
they had two fully grown elephants and two baby ones, but the baby ones are still massive.
Babies are big too.
They're like
yeah.
kind of cute and they look like babies, but actually like that thing's the size of a cow. So
There you go, yeah.
you do not want them standing on your feet.
Pay attention to the safety tips.
Yeah, but really good if you get a chance to come to an ethical elephant sanctuary when you're in Thailand, whether it be in Chiang Mai or elsewhere. Although we enjoyed our visit, in hindsight, we'd rather have supported a fully ethical sanctuary where the elephants can be observed without having to allow tourists to feed, touch, and even bathe with them. We'll leave a link to one in the description.
So in Huon Pen, which is the House of Pen, this place is famous for the khao soi. It's actually very fancy. It's out of town, but it's on the way back from the elephant sanctuary. So we have chicken.
Chicken khao soi.
And this one is the beef.
And cream pork,
And
this one is the pork. Oh, ribs.
rib pork here.
Say hi, Danny. This is Danny, our driver.
Very good. It's done a very good job. If you don't know the dish, it's got some noodles under here, and then some fried noodles on top, with a broth, not unlike a laksa kind of broth, and then some chicken in there. Yeah, it looks good. So only the second one of these we've eaten in a week in Chiang Mai.
Curry is
It's a little bit of spice, yeah.
coconut milk.
Coconut milk and curry.
Yeah.
This one has a lot more flavour than the last one we had, and it's richer. It's got more spice than the last one.
Yeah, I like it.
And then you can add pickles, the shallots. There's some, how do you call this? Numbrick? No?
Yeah. Spicy.
Is numbrick or... He can eat spicy.
Ah,
Yeah,
you like?
he likes, yeah.
I like durian.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this place is a good recommendation actually. If you can make it out here, it's worth coming.
We found it accidentally, didn't we? We were on the road. We were looking at places to go in town, and then the fourth place we checked, we were like, it's about 5 minutes from where we are on the road.
Exactly.
So that was the sign.
Exactly. So yeah,
that is quite spicy. By the way.
quite spicy but delicious. Right, I'm gonna start eating then.
This restaurant is a lot fancier than the places we usually eat at, and it could easily have been a tourist trap. But their khao soi was very tasty indeed, nicely spiced and rich without being cloying. It redeemed a dish that we'd previously found to be disappointing. Nice work, House of Pen. After lunch, our driver recommended 2 must-see temples and kindly agreed to take us before heading back into the city. So, we went up Doi Suthep mountain, and if we hadn't, we'd have had definite FOMO. First we stopped here at Wat Phra Lat. Built in the 14th century, it's hidden in the forest on the way up the mountain. Even in peak season, with quite a few people around, it felt unbelievably peaceful here. Looking back, we have to say, it was probably our favourite Thai temple of the whole trip.
We are at the base of Doi Suthep. Danny, our driver, says it's 306 steps, or you can take a cable car. We're like, nah, we can do the steps, that's fine. It's almost like a little village vibe down here. They've got like that whole street stretches down, it's all full of like market stalls. That way too, it's like all sort of like souvenirs and like food and stuff like that.
Yeah, your bars and your restaurants.
Yeah, so let's get on.
Let's see what we find.
Yeah. Right, here we go. This is the start. Maybe we really reach some sort of enlightenment when we get to the top. Hi, Brent. Oh, look at that face. Wish us luck, doggy. You got a long way to go.
We'd reached Wat Phra Tat Doi Suthep, and the climb up wasn't nearly as tough as we'd expected. Pff, who needs a cable car, eh? But at the top, there's no easing in. You're straight into the crowds, with the golden chedi glinting in the sun and gleaming statues everywhere you look. This is the temple that everyone tells you to visit in Chiang Mai, and with good reason. It dates back to the 14th century, and legend says that the golden chedi holds relics of the Buddha, which explains why it's such an important pilgrimage site as well as a tourist magnet. But when you step out onto the terrace, it's got a whole different vibe. Suddenly it's quiet, the crowds fade away, and you've got sweeping views over Chiang Mai, 1,000 meters below.